workplaces. And now they've been voted one of the best accounting firms for business-to-business relationships. It's a great place to work and to work for your business. And they're hiring. If you have tax prep experience and maybe you're tired of making the commute downtown or just aren't happy in the work environment you're in, Cordano Severson and Associates is hiring qualified tax professionals. Inquire today by calling 815-744-1900. That's 815-744-1900. And if your business is not getting the service you need from your current accounting firm, call Greg Severson at Cordano Severson and Associates, an accounting firm you can trust and your business can afford. Co-founder and proud member of the Will Buy Local Alliance.
The information you need in the morning, right here on 1340 WJOL.
7:41 Slocum in the morning for Friday, February 4th, 2022. WJOL broadcasts high school basketball games each week. A couple of weeks ago, we had a Saturday afternoon game. We picked really good ones in the area, and Bolingbrook's got a really good team. Joliet West has a really good team, so went over to Larkin Avenue and broadcast the game. Good game. Bolingbrook jumped out to a lead. Joliet West caught up, and then Bolingbrook ended up winning that game easily. It was my first look at the Bolingbrook Raiders this year, and I was really impressed. Really impressed with them. So, drive home, and then I think it was Tuesday when somebody sent me a TikTok from Asian American Sports. They have a page, and it showed somebody in the Joliet West crowd screaming a racial slur at one of the basketball players, a couple of the basketball players actually, from Bolingbrook. And I didn't realize it at the time. I called a couple of other people who were there. They didn't realize it at the time either. But those young men knew exactly what happened. The Bolingbrook teammates knew exactly what happened. And two young men, have taken it upon themselves to say enough is enough. James Ty is on the sophomore basketball team, and he joins us on WJOL Radio. James, good morning. Thank you for appearing on the show today.
No, thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
You bet. And Nate Claudio is here as well. Good morning, Nate.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. James, we'll start with you. During the game, did you hear the Asian slur being screamed by one of the fans on the Joliet West side?
Yeah, I heard it multiple times as the game going on.
Okay.
And we just looked at each other, just thinking, is this really what he said?
It was pretty remarkable that was being screamed. I mean, it was a loud crowd at times, but the times that I went back and watched it through TikTok, you could easily, Nate, hear it loud and clear. I mean, loud and clear. I don't know how I missed it. Well, I have headphones on and things like that. But, Nate, how many times did you hear it during the course of the game?
I'd say at least, more than twice, probably around, 3 times. One time, when they were shooting free throws, and another time when, they were getting subbed out or inbounding the ball.
Right. So the slurs were addressed at MJ Langet, who is a sophomore starting point guard for Bolingbrook. Guys, he's in your class, so you've known him and maybe even went to junior high together. I got to tell you, he's a heck of a player. I don't care what color you are. If you could play the game, I'm a fan, and I was so impressed with his abilities. But this is something, Nate, that he apparently has had to deal with before.
Yeah, him as well, as long as my brother, my parents, they've grown up being called racial slurs, during athletics, during school.
Mm-hmm.
It's very unfortunate. It was just very swept under the rug.
Right. James, how well do you know MJ? And based on the way he plays, he just seems like a really, really good kid. He didn't do anything out there. He's not cocky at all. He plays the game the right way. He plays it hard. He seems like a really, really good kid.
Oh, yeah. I've known him for a while. He's a great person all around. He's a good person on and off the court. He's a really good teammate, and he's a really good mentor to me.
Well, good. That is awesome. So after the game, I'm sure there was a conversation on the bus. You guys load up onto a bus and head back to Bolingbrook. James, was this discussed on the bus on the way home?
It wasn't discussed on the way home, as a whole team. Maybe a few of our teammates talked about it, had own side conversations. But I want to say 2 days after, that's when we discussed it as a whole team. Okay.
Nate, when you hear something like this happen, what goes through your mind?
When it happened, I was just in shock.
I mean, a slur isn't to be said anywhere, but during the basketball game, what really had me shook. Uh, I didn't know what to say at the time or anything.
All right. Now, MJ is, James, correct me if I'm wrong, he's Filipino. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, he is Filipino as well. Okay, so it's anti-Asian slurs, and obviously we're not going to go into what was said. So this terrible thing happened, and by the way, I was told that it was a junior high student that was yelling it. It was a young lady, from what I understand. But then I'm also told that she was being encouraged by some of the older students. So if that is true, then shame on the older students as well. And quite frankly, shame on anyone who heard that and didn't stop it. But that's another story for another day. Let's make some good out of this right now. So you guys, earlier this week, you played against Homewood Flossmoor. James, tell us what you did in honor of what happened in this situation and racism all across the board, for that matter.
So after we finished our sophomore game, me, Nate, and then another teammate of mine, Drake Washington, we had like a little speech, a little statement pertaining about all the situation and just trying to spread awareness that truly hate is a virus.
All right. And you guys also showed solidarity as well, Nate, by wearing something.
Yeah, it was like a Sunday night. I came up with the idea of shirts, and I sent it to my teammates, and everyone was agreeing. So I sent it to my coach, and everyone on the school board made it happen. It was good to see everyone wearing the shirts with our message.
Yeah, and what is the message, Nate?
Hate is a virus with on the back has a acronym of CURE, representing celebrate, unite, represent, and educate.
That's awesome. Now, these are bright red Bolingbrook shirts, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, they are. They're bright red shirts. So you guys now are taking this one step further, James, and apparently you're trying to get these shirts into as many people's hands as possible?
Yeah, we're trying to spread it all throughout the Bolingbrook community, trying to support and trying to show how strong of a community we are.
All right. So how can people get these shirts at the school?
I believe you can contact one of our coaches, Coach of the Surf.
Okay.
And I think we're just selling it $15 per shirt.
That's awesome. Absolutely fantastic. Are you guys going to wear the shirts again as warm-ups?
Yeah, we have a game today at Lincoln Way East. We're going to definitely wear it for our warm-ups.
That's awesome. Nate, that was a great idea, man. I mean, it's one thing to make a speech and talk, and that's awesome. It's really, really important to hear from the kids, but then to show it as well and go into these different schools that probably aren't aware of what happened at Joliet West on that day, to let them know, hey, man, this isn't going to be tolerated. I don't care if it's, racism against minorities of whatever color. It's not going to be tolerated. And I love when young people take a respectful stand, which is what you guys are doing, Nate.
Yeah, thank you. It's been an honor to speak of not for just Americans, but like minorities in general.
Yep.
It's felt great, especially as a young person. I wouldn't imagine being on the news, radio, or speaking in front of my school. It's been great.
Yeah. Well, this is a learning lesson for all of us, whatever color you are, whatever town you live in, that hearing something like that is, and saying and certainly thinking something like that is completely unacceptable. And if you're ever witness to something like that, please go get an authority, go get a police officer. Don't take matters into your own hands and get somebody like that out of there so we can enjoy ourselves on a Saturday afternoon, and that young man can just play basketball, which he does extremely well. James Ty, Nate Claudio, folks, these are sophomores in high school, intelligent beyond their years and thoughtful behind their years. Gentlemen, thank you very much. And the next time we're at a Bolingbrook game, which I think is at Lockport, make sure you guys come up and say hi to me, because I'll be there too, okay?
All right, we'll do it. Thank you for having me.
And save me a shirt. I need a large, and I'll bring you $15, okay?
Got you.
All right. Thanks, boys. Appreciate it. James Ty, Nate Claudio from Bolingbrook High School. Just gives me the chills thinking about what that young man had to go through that day, and then what is happening around him with his teammates. It is inspiring. It is truly inspiring. There are people out there like James, like Nate, like the coaching staff at Bolingbrook, that will use this experience to try to make the world a better place. Well done, everyone. Well done. 7:50. This is 1340 WJO. I'll tell you what, I'll take that kid on my team any day. He's really good. Coming up next, Monica will check headlines.